Yo, what up, what up, what up, and welcome everybody. Welcome back to Pnoid News. Man, listen. Well, today was Inauguration Day, and it went off without a hitch. There was no riots, there was no protest, nobody stood up. As we always suspected, you know what I'm saying? People go out with a whimper instead of a bang. It is what it is. But with that being said, everybody is highly concerned about what's coming. And, well, on this channel, you know how we do news and geopolitics and things of this nature and history and math. And, you know, I love that type of stuff, right? And especially history. But recent history is as important as old history is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, things from the 15th century will put you into perspective with who you are as a human being. But things from the 90s or the 2000s will put you into perspective of where you really are in the timeline and the movement of the Overton window. So with that being said, I wanted to stand here and go over an older video that I did, or that I had. I've had on my videos a few times, right? You know what I mean? I've used chunks of this, but it is highly important that we go through and we watch this entire thing together and we react to it and we understand of where we were and where we are today. And you're not going to agree with a lot of this dude's politics, and that's okay. That is just fine, right? But you're probably going to agree with the entire motif of these videos. It's about 4 videos. They're 10 minutes long a piece. Well, 3 of them are 10 minutes. One's 4 minutes. So we're going to go over these, have a conversation a little bit, and, you know what I mean, move forward. And it's okay. You know what I mean? Just remember, you will be all right. Let's rock.
Yep, this is in my own words. The only words I got. First of all, the conversation we was having the other day was brilliant. I think it was very respectful of the fact of what America's feeling right now. What is most important is that we don't get caught up in emotional politics. As a black man in the United States, I can feel the emotion. I can feel the emotion of having a black first family in office. Like, for instance, Barack Obama, when we say a black person in office, we gotta ease back because for the first time we really have an African American actually in office. To call him black is a disrespect to his mother, and I don't think that's fair. He comes from a biracial family and that should be respected. I, more than anybody, am ecstatic over the fact that at least the racial barrier in the White House has been broken. But now let's get down with the truth. The truth. After we leave the emotionalism alone for a minute, what do we as Americans should be looking out for? How should we be getting prepared for what's about to come?
All right, now that's an important statement right here, right? He said, what should we as Americans, right? That's a beautiful thing, right? If you really think about what my man just said, he said, what should we, usually, you know, I mean, like you'll hear like these fucking retarded leftist wokety woke people and go, what should we as black people, right? These type of things, right? He goes, what should we as Americans be ready for? That's a beautiful thing in the end of the day. Let's keep going.
Just because we have an African American president doesn't mean that he's not going to continue the Bush agenda. I'm not dissing anybody, but a politician is a politician.
I mean, Obama did take 2 wars and turn them into 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like let's keep that honest right now. You know what I mean? He absolutely did continue the Bush agenda.
And if I could say one thing to all people in the United States, it's this. America has broken its own rules, has broken its own laws. It's time for the citizenry of the United States to actually follow its own laws. If we stay steadfast to the Constitution at least, we won't be hit so hard with that global agenda. Here's what we were talking about the other day.
And this is highly important right here. Like, legitimately, this conversation was being had back in 2008, but we somehow lost that narrative. And I want to bring it back. Legit. I want to bring this narrative back. And everywhere we go, we need to start talking about the global agenda versus the national agenda. What's good for the world is not good for the United States, no matter what Turd Flinging Monkey says. Let's keep that all the way 100.
If you really want to see what black governance is like, take a look at the mayors of major cities. When the cities were in power, we couldn't be the mayors. It's when the cities lost power, they put in black mayors. When the states had power, we couldn't be governors. But then when the states lose power, we got senators, governors, African-American senators and governors. Now the nation has lost power. The dollar has lost power. The world is global. Now you can get a black president because it doesn't matter. It's global now. So the real issue...
Yo, that's really brilliant. Like, yo, when you think about it, that is super brilliant. Yo, because as I've said, man, legitimately understand these international corporations and these global interests are the individuals who actually run our fucking country. It's not our elected officials. Our elected officials are bought and paid for by them. So it doesn't matter really who the fuck is president. I mean, they get upset. You know, I mean, that, you know, you'll have a president who, like, that's what they did with Donald Trump. They got highly upset that he came in and wrecked their fucking agenda. But this right here is fucking brilliant. You know, I mean, this is the most beautiful way you could probably explain it.
The issue is this. Are you going to allow this system to tempt you into their prisons, into their job, into their psyche? Follow your purpose. This is what will defeat it all. If you're on your purpose, even death respects purpose. That's why I'm here, because I'm on my purpose. You don't think they hear me every day? You don't think they hear Alex Jones every day? You don't think they just heard? You don't think the FBI was out there right now? But you know what? They can't do nothing to a person who stands with the truth. Because I forgot who said it, but I'll quote it. It's a saying that says, what a disadvantage it is to only be able to die for your country one time.
This is why they call this, in hip hop, they call this dude the teacher, right? Legit, he's known as the teacher. And it's with good goddamn reason, because his insights are fucking brilliant, legitimately. Right. And here's the thing. All right. Yes. What a disadvantage it is to only be able to die for your country once. So you only really want to make that move when you absolutely have to. And that's a fucking problem. Right. We want to go to the mattresses about everything, but you fucking can't. Now, with that being said, it's a beautiful ideology to stand here and say, you know, like, don't stand here and get tempted into their bullshit. You know what I mean? Don't while out and be a fucking asshole. But, you know, and death respects purpose. Like, yo, there's so much shit in this motherfucker that legitimately, it's fucking gorgeous. Even death respects purpose. Be on your purpose. Speak the truth. When I say the truth, I mean the truth. You better have facts and numbers and bullshit to back up your fucking way of thinking. Legitimately. You need the truth with you. It's that simple. That's why, like, yo, when people bring me stories, I'm like, you better fucking make sure it's backed up. You know what I mean? Because, like, yo, I'm not going to bring you guys something that's dishonest. And when I do, I fucking have to retract it and go through, you know what I mean, feeling bad about bringing y'all garbage. This is important. The truth. You have to stand with the truth. Let's keep going.
The concept is this. don't get caught up. I said it on stage. They put a black face on the New World Order, and now we all happy. KRS ain't buying it. I never been a voter. This year I voted. Why did I vote? Because I want to be able to critique. That's why I voted. I didn't vote for Bush. I didn't vote for my...
you had to repudiate Bush. That's why I said...
Yeah. Even if I voted for Bush, he still was going to be... If I didn't vote or did vote, he still was going to be the president. And this is the point. This is the point.
If they controlled it before, why would they let go now? You know?
Boom.
I mean, it's for people who sit on the air.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here it is. If they controlled it before, what makes you think they're not controlling it now? The country was on a verge of revolution. They threw a black man up. Now we like this.
And understand something. Donald Trump was a revolt. That's what that was. It was a revolt against their global agenda. Like real shit. That's what Donald Trump was. And they are highly pissed off that the American people did that. And that's why they stole this last election, because they couldn't afford to go through that again. And I mean, it cost them entirely too much money, and legit his last year in office, because like, you know, if he had had that fourth year, you know what I mean, without that coronavirus nonsense, legitimately, they would have stood here and, you know what I mean, really fell out of power completely and lost their entire grip on the entire globe because of what we did. Understand that. That's how big that fucking shit was. They were willing to take a fucking beating and eat, well, when, like in the mob, they said, we'll sit around and eat K rations, right? That means, like, you know, you'll sit here and like you'll fucking starve, you know what I mean? Just to fuck somebody else over, right? But that's really where they were. They were willing to fucking eat K rations. They were willing to starve in order to fucking sit here and take our guy out of power. Let's keep rocking.
Don't get caught up. Now I say this respectfully, because Barack Obama, I don't know the man. I don't know his agenda, but I know mine. Let's see if our agendas match. I stand with Dr. King. I stand with Malcolm X. I stand with the Black Panther Party. I stand with the Weathermen. I stand with the BLA. Now see, I don't know if my president could stand with that. But if my president frees Mumia Abu-Jamal, maybe he'll get my eye up. If my president could release political prisoners, maybe my eye will go up. If my president can stop ignoring police misconduct, maybe my eye will go up.
Yeah, I know, like, as I said, there's going to be things in here that you're not going to agree with. I don't agree with a lot of this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't stand with the Weathermen. I don't fucking stand with, you know what I mean? You know, BLA, I don't fucking stand with, you know what I mean, Dr. King. I do stand with Malcolm X. I like his ideologies. I really do. But, you know what I mean, I don't like a lot of this shit that he's saying here. But on the same point, remember, got to take the good with the bad. That's how life works sometimes with people, okay? It's highly important we understand that.
But I'm not hopeful on that one.
The other issue made on here is that the point is they make it all about him, so when their agenda goes bad, they can blame it on him instead of the power elite. I mean, please speak to that. And then secondarily, if he became a Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or a Bobby Kennedy or JFK, they're going to be like Chavez said 2 weeks ago. So I mean, all I want, people focusing on the puppet masters instead of they put forward, and then you'll know if he's real because they'll put a bullet in him.
Right. And let me say this. Nature has a way of perfecting itself. This time, if they try to assassinate the president, I don't think it'll work. In fact, it may happen, but the ones who do it will finally be exposed. The concept is this. If Barack is true to the people, there will be some opposition. If there is opposition, we the people are the ones who gonna have to fight, not him. The real issue is, we used to say, which side are you on? Which side are you on? I'm not on the emotional side. I'm not on this black side, white side. I don't know what that is. I got black police officers shooting at me every day. I got black senators that want to keep me in poverty. I don't know what that is, but I know what the truth is. The truth come out of anybody's mouth. The truth don't have no color. The truth is that people are hurting. The truth is that they trying to turn us into China. The truth is we're in so much debt that the only way out is revolution or war.
Again, you know what I'm saying? I apologize, like a little bit of a slip up there. You know what I mean? The video ended, right? Because this is all chopped up into like 4 different videos right now. So, you know, I'm going to have to like switch out in between. So it's going to be like a bit of a pause. I apologize. Don't worry. It'll keep it pushing though. You know what I'm saying? Like legit. But that's brilliant right there. We're in so much debt. The only way out is revolution or war. That's fucking brilliant. That's something that individuals don't understand. And yes, they're trying to turn us into China. And I keep saying this. We can't keep chasing China down the goddamn fucking bottom of the barrel. We can't keep competing with fucking slave labor. It doesn't work out. Legitimately. Let's keep banging.
So now the question is, what side are you on?
I know you already said it, but on the radio, the phone's going to break a bit. Can you do the whole Burger King thing?
Well, see, this is the point. I say this often because it's the truth. I start with the fact that everyone is pointing to Barack right now, President Obama, as saying, you got to get the economy together. You got to get the economy together. When in fact, the president has very little to do with the economy. It's the Federal Reserve Chairman that at least sets the policy. The president can appoint, or the president does appoint the Federal Reserve Chairman, but after that, that's a privately owned company, the Federal Reserve Bank. They set the agenda. What you said earlier about if their plans fail, they get to blame it on Barack. Barack is like the manager of Burger King. All presidents are, including Bush. It's like this. When your fries are cold, if your burger is not done right, you go back to Burger King, America, or your government, and you say, my burger's cold. I want new fries. The manager comes out. Or first, you go to the cashier. That's the courts. You argue to the courts. The courts, if you can't get no justice with the cashier, you say, let me see the manager. I want to go to the Supreme Court. I want to see the president. The manager comes out. Hi, what can I do for you? Now the manager can override the decisions of the cashier, but you never get to see the franchise owner of Burger King. If you really have a problem with your burger, you need to go see the franchise owner and tell them the actual make of the burger coming out the factory is wrong. What you're sending to all these little operations is wrong. We need to go to the top or to the bottom. We need to go to where the real architecture of government is. And it's not in a president. It's in a global scheme to make the 99% work for the 1%. And the 99% are going along with it because they're tempting you with everything you want. In rap, a rapper named T.I. put a record out. He said, you can have whatever you like. Americans love that.
Now, see, here's the problem that we have as a whole with these type of statements, right? Like, yo, who is he talking about? Right? Like, you know, I mean, everybody says, you know, we need to go see, like, you know, I mean, the people who are running things. But the truth is nobody really actually has a hold on that because it's like thousands of fucking corporate CEOs and bureaucrats who are actually running shit. Right. And, you know, I mean, in order to like rein in thousands of people, you'd have to make like international business illegal. Right. And this is the goddamn problem, you know what I mean? Which you cannot do, you know what I mean? Because like, you know, you got to have fucking foreign trade, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it works. But, you know what I mean? Like, in order to rein these motherfuckers in, you have to eliminate their power and put the power back into the representatives of the people. You know what I mean? Either A, you need to stand here and, you know what I mean, stop campaign contributions and overturn Citizens United and, you know, go through and, you know, like sit here and like put a cap on how much money you can spend on a presidential bid and force all TV and cable and fucking internet companies to have like an hour a day during the election season, you know, to sit here and have the opportunity for everybody who's running for fucking whatever office it is to be heard. You know what I mean? And this is the only way you would change this is like you can no longer buy ads. You have to stand here and, you know, like actually turn it into like a more of a socialist process, really. You know what I mean? Where, you know, like, and I know it sounds terrible, but on the same point, like, you know, this is not about, you know what I mean, money making. You know what I mean? It should never be about money making and who has the most money. It should be about, you know what I mean, standing here, having the people have an opportunity to hear all choices on the board and hear, you know what I mean, proper public debate about what's going on. So individuals are better informed and, you know, they make better choices. This is highly important, you know what I mean, and to have a proper educated electorate about what, you know what I mean, what is going on. And, you know what I mean, even if the person doesn't get elected who you want, at minimum, you know what I mean, you stood here and had these conversations that you wanted to have. I mean, whether it's Bernie Sanders or whether it's Andrew Yang or whether it's Ron Paul, whether it's, you know, Peter Schiff, whether, you know, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, Donald Trump or Gary Johnson, it doesn't matter, whoever it is. And having these conversations will allow us to stand here and go, wow, man, like, yeah, these points need to be fixed. You know what I mean? Whether or not your guy gets in, it's fucking fully recognized of where everybody's coming from rather than just having an assumption because nobody gets to hear everybody's voice for longer than 2 minutes on a goddamn debate speech at this debate stage at any certain point. But let's keep banging.
You can have whatever you like. That's the trick. Learn to live simple. They hate it. Learn to say, I'm good, you can keep it. They hate it. Walk with God, walk with law, and never give up your gun.
Hear 'em? Never give up your gun. This is like, yo, these are the things that like legitimately, this is the problem. We don't talk to black folks. You know what I mean? We don't have these two-way conversations with them. And we should, because like, yo, they're fully behind Second Amendment. Black women aren't, just like white women aren't, right? But black men are all the same way as we are. They don't want to be unarmed. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? You know what I mean? And again, we have to have these conversations with everybody and don't lock people out of these conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, legitimately. It's fucking like, yo, because we have to be able to reach across the aisle. And this is the shit that I'm talking about when I say, like, you know, instead of having censorship, like, we all need to be mixed up. We all need to be debating each other and having these conversations and talking with one another. Not just debates, but conversations back and forth between us and go, hey, man, this is what it is. You know what I mean? This is what I feel. And they go, well, this is what I feel. And I go, well, here's what it is. You know what I mean? And like, yo, when I go, hey, look, I can show you that it's not racism. It's fucking child support and bullshit and poverty that's really doing all this fucking nonsense. And, you know what I mean? It's your females that are keeping y'all to fucking impoverished. Like, yo, it's not that difficult, you know what I mean, for them to grasp because most of them are fully behind the same ideas that we are. But, you know what I mean? You have to fucking sit here and reach out to them. And they got to reach out to us. We have to be willing to talk with the other side of the aisle and not look at each other, you know what I mean, as a black man or a white man or a guinea or a fucking spick or whatever the case might be. We all have to be together. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all Americans and we're all American workers. And most of us work at the same goddamn job side by side every day and never have these fucking conversations.
Like you're saying, they give you something slick, good after this horrible little demon brush. He looks good, he's smart, he says the right things, but then buys the whole agenda zone. Said the devil's slick.
The devil is slick because what most people don't realize is that it's God that comes with light and big music and drums and scariness. The devil is very approachable, very well spoken. very accommodating. You could have whatever you like. God says you gotta work. I'ma stand here. Now come on. God says here's the blessing. Work up to it. The devil says you ain't gotta do no work. Here. Don't be tempted and leave the emotionalism out of politics. You know when you should get emotional? When injustice happens. That's when your emotions should rise up. You saw what happened the other day at that BART station in Oakland?
The people finally took action. They finally went after him. Yeah.
Word?
Can you speak to that? I mean, because people think it's like stupid. When I see somebody being violated, it's not even that I'm even a good person. It's like an instinctual level. I know if somebody else can be fucked, it can happen to me, and so that we all are connected. So you speak to that. Go ahead.
You know, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Dr. Martin Luther King. For me, I feel the pain of suffering people. I don't know. It's just in me.
Yo, I have the same problem. It's like legit. I do. I feel the pain of suffering people. Like, I really do. Like, I feel bad when I see them kids on TV and be like, nigga, goddamn it, yo, I got the money for a cup of coffee. Let me call these niggas and donate. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm that type of dude. I feel the pain of suffering. I'm pretty much everybody understands that about me. You know what I mean? For the most part. You're like, well, you keep these spurgs around, Tom. Like, yo, because, man, I feel the pain of suffering people. I do. You know what I mean? By the way, Full Metal Joker, my nigga. If you watch this, like, yo, good job on getting a job, my nigga. And therefore, I'm super proud of you, my brother. You know what I mean? Legit. Like, yo, we building these motherfuckers up around us. And that's what's important, is taking motherfuckers and making them into better men. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we should try to be fucking eliminating suffering and making each other better rather than tearing each other down and being bitches about shit. Let's keep rocking.
I don't want to be like the German in Nazi Germany, watching people go off in droves, and because you have a comfortable house, because you got a Mercedes Benz and you're eating every day, it don't matter. Oh, just go on. When I was very little, I couldn't take it. My mother used to tell me about slavery, and for a long time I thought I had a slave history. I used to think I came from slavery until I realized that all of America is an immigrant country. We are constantly being refreshed with new people, constantly. Slavery, I put it this way, the only way slavery could have existed in this country for so long, over 300 years, is because people went along with it. The law cannot work unless the citizens go along with it, good or bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the government, you know, I mean, governs by the consent of the governed. Yo, it's that simple. You know, I mean, if like, yo, this is the problem I have with police. Like, real shit. This is why I fucking hate cops. Like, yo, because if you stand here and you decide that you are going to enforce laws that you know you would not want enforced upon yourself, then you're a piece of shit. And you're part of the fucking problem. And you're probably the largest part of the problem because you're the one who's actually out here willing to kill a man over a law that you don't fucking believe in. That's the fucking problem.
If the citizens stop adhering to their own good laws, they're unprotected. If the citizens stomp out or stop aligning themselves with bad laws, the laws go away.
I've heard you quote Frederick Douglass or similar things to what he said about all that power recognizes the power right back.
Right.
I mean, liberty's not granted, it's taken.
It's taken. Liberty is not granted. It's taken. Freedom, it can never be given to you. It's in here. Even if somebody...
Yo, look, you all listen to this real fucking close. Real shit. Listen to this fucking closely, my friends.
Got you in chains, got you picking cotton. In your heart and your mind, if you know you free, you looking for a way out. Even as you pick it, you call me whatever you like, I know I'm free. You can't give me freedom. Now, the government can give you liberty. Because liberty is about walking about a society freely.
Liberty's when you're off the ship. So they let you have a
Whoa. Can we shout out Jordan Maxwell real quick?
That's it, yeah. Liberty's a counterfeit, a step down
From real freedom. Well, this is the point. No, if I could quote Alex Jones real quick. Liberty. Wait a minute, I'll say this. We need to become free people again, not freed people. I'll say it again. We need to be free people, not freed people. Just because we have an emancipation procrastination does not mean that we are actually free. What makes you free is your declaration within that you are free. If somebody else can give you freedom, they can also take it away. When a lot
That's a brilliant, beautiful statement right there. And I've quoted this many a times. And this is where I got it from. You know, I mean, I don't know how many of y'all been with me since the beginning, but legitimately, this is probably, you know, I mean, one of my most important quotes from any man who's ever lived in the history of, you know, I mean, me being alive. Nothing has ever fucking really drilled so deeply as this, is that we need to become free people again and not freed people. That's a brilliant fucking statement. What makes you free is your declaration upon yourself that you are free. It's that simple. You make the fucking choice. Not a government, not a fucking, you know, not anybody around you, not your family. You make the determination of how free you truly are. That's a beautiful thing. If you're willing to stand here and give up your freedom, that's on you. That has nothing to do with anyone else on this planet.
A lot of people were not free in the United States. Harriet Tubman was free. Frederick Douglass was free. Nat Turner was free. So the point of the matter is this: are you free or have you been freed?
And the evil people actually respected folks that stood up to them. They don't. I mean, repeat what you said on the radio about you're groveling, they're dominating.
If that's the point, power looks for weakness. Power looks for weakness. If you standing firm and you say, I know the law, not just this law of the land or sea, but I know the law. I know that justice, I know that nature is just. And if you're unnatural, out of nature, imbalanced yourself, the real war is not me against you, it's endurance. I'm going to out-endure you. Ugh. The evil people trip themselves up trying to chase the righteous. It's when the righteous come out of their square and into their world and try to fight.
When we start swinging, they dig a pit for us, they fall in it, but we've got to set it in motion to say no.
Right. Say no, just resist. Matter of fact, don't even recognize their authority. When you recognize their authority, it got you.
Well, that's what globalism is tracking, tracing, numbering. I mean, finally, non-violence, winning by living good, not getting in the system. I mean, what you talk about.
Right.
That's all the exact same thing that people look. Don't let them get you in a bunch of shit, because that's how they win.
They've been doing it to us for ages. You say whatever you like about black people being overrepresented in prison.
All right, let's talk about some of these statements he made earlier, right? Because it's highly important, right? You know, I mean, you must learn how to live free and learn how to live simply. Learn how to fucking say I'm okay. Don't fucking get caught up in their credit bullshit. Don't get caught up in fucking trying to chase, you know what I'm saying, what, you know what I mean, the Joneses have next door. Worry about yourself and your family. That's really important, legitimately. If you're living well and living fucking better, people want to be like you. It's that simple. And I mean, it don't take shit for you to end up being the individual around you who people look up to. And it takes nothing more than just being competent and motherfucking living well and being a free man as a whole. Legit.
You know I ain't with that at all. But the truth is, my own people are lost. I said the other day, Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. I just came here, there's a Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. In Harlem, there's well, every city has a Dr. King Boulevard. If you go to the edges of those cities or even along the whole of the boulevard, what are black people doing on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard?
They go selling on it.
We're selling drugs illegal. We're killing ourselves on Dr. King Boulevard. Then they think, well, there's a movie called Black Panther, the Black Panther movie, where it has become American entertainment to show how the government put heroin in the black community to offset revolutionary organizations. This is American entertainment. Like, you could go to the movies, sit down, and be entertained by this. I find it amazing. History repeats itself, and every time it does, it goes up a little bit. We are back again. We're the abolitionists again.
In fact, that was my last question. I mean, anything else you want to have? We appreciate your time, sir. And it's this, is that I look at the abolitionists, 2% in 1800, the country abolitionists. And by the 1860s, in the North, it's like 70%. So it doesn't matter if the majority is saying evil's good. Again, it's people just saying, look, I'm not putting up with this crap.
Right.
And the truth is the truth. It's going to stand on its own. The more you try to suppress it, like one philosopher said, it just explodes.
It just explodes. I heard Joseph Campbell explain that through mythology. He said, whenever a society tries to push down, it's going to rise up. And this right here, this gathering right here, is the true state of America, the true state of American history. We Africans in America.
All right, hang on before we get into this. I love that statement of whatever society pushes down is going to try and rise up, and that's what gives me hope for the future because of where we are today. Right? Whatever society pushes down will push back up. It's that simple. Right? Well, right now we're being pushed down. And that's okay. Because in 10 and 12 years, we'll be back up on top again. And we will rule this fucking country. It's all right. Legit. Because we won't stay down long. And it might not even be that long. It might be 4 or 5 years. Because you cannot push anything down in society without it end up pushing back up.
America, we were trying to get free. We couldn't get free on our own because our own people were betraying us. It was strong white American families that ran the Underground Railroad that would leave a lantern in the window and we would run up, knock 2 or 3 times and be let in. A lot of families were hung because of that, shot because of that. Yeah, we talk about Harriet Tubman, but the families, the white American families that risked their lives taking her in, that's the part of American history we need to hear again.
That was the next thing I was going to say. You notice the media and all these things makes it white against black instead of showing the people together against evil people.
Right.
They don't want us to really come together. They want
Right.
us phony multiculturalism.
Right.
That only makes us mistrust each other.
Well, see, this is what we have to look out for in the future now. This is what is that divide and conquer. Here, I'm going to say something controversial right now. You know what we need right now? We need real white supremacists. Let me explain myself. Why do they say supremacy when you say white supremacy? The first thing that comes to your mind is lynchings, burnings, and hangings. How is that supreme? White supremacy is not murder. It's not hate. White supremacy is love, is justice, is mercy, is knowledge, is wisdom. A supreme white man.
That's human supremacy.
Alex, you're an enlightened man. My people are confused because they think every time you say white supremacy, it's supposed to mean hate. But if we had some real white supremacists, it would be the supreme white man of love, the supreme white man of justice, black supremacy, Asian supremacy, human supremacy. Can we be the supreme of love, the supreme of justice? Can me as a black man show you justice and vice versa, and then together can we show women their justice? Their justice. See, here's the other piece right here. We gotta start raising women up. Femininity, the concept of the woman itself, needs to get rose up because they operate in a one-sided dimension, which is masculine only, the analytical. If we would just respect women more, not just, oh, let's stop calling women bitches. That's not it. Put women in their rightful place. One thing I was looking at, Hinduism teaches that when the mother is out of order, the whole family is out of order. Not when the father is out of order. Women are the center of the family, which means women are the center of the nation. Of the nation.
That's why the system attacks them first.
Right. Get moms first, and you control the son and the father.
That's what Hitler said. First you get the women, then you got the children.
See, what you have to understand is these are individuals with a ruling class mentality. And when I say a ruling class mentality, it means that they're not really thinking about this from the angle that you and I would, or in the way that, like, most peasants would think of it. This is the way a king would think of how to rule his country. This is the way Machiavelli would learn how to rule, would tell you how to rule a country. Like, they're saying that legitimately you have to get moms in order to stand here and gain the father and the son, right? To gain access to the other two. And now look, I can't go to moms. I do. I go to moms quite often. And moms, I'll be honest with you, women actually really do like me, right? They don't like when I stand here and spit my shit. But on the same point, I go, yo, look, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're doing to your sons and your husbands and your brothers and your fucking families. I understand what you're doing to this country. And they go, well, what about what's being done to us? And I go, well, nothing's being done to you. Like, understand something. Like, your place has been, replaced with a washing machine and a dryer and, fucking a vacuum cleaner and, a dishwasher and modern conveniences. And all these things have, taken away your place in the home to where you were supposed to be important. You were supposed to be that part of our society as a whole, right? You were important for the survival of a family as a whole. You're just not anymore. And, when we stand here and try to go, yo, look, we don't really need you on the job. We don't need you at work. We don't need this type of thing from you. We need you to be that loving mother to take care of our children. Like, y'all feel some sort of kind of way about that. And, I go, yo, look, you're not as good as a man, and that's fine, because I don't want to judge you on the way that, you are trying to be a man, because I don't want you to be a man. I enjoy you as a woman. And that's the part of this that we have to have conversations about. And again, what I'm doing right now at this very moment, what I'm telling you, right, is that I'm giving you the ways to be able to have these conversations when you have them. And it's very important, to be able to have these conversations and not just win, but portray your argument properly. Just some basic ass shit. Let's keep rocking.
We're seeing our solution right here before our very eyes. We need to return to the feminine principles. We need to return to a respect for women. We need to start calling God she. That messes up their whole psychology. That destroys the whole thing. They can't operate on that level.
We all come from women. We don't respect women. We don't respect ourselves.
Damn, Alex, can you turn that camera the other way?
No.
Yeah.
Nah, be real. That's just some cuck ass shit. Niggas is trying to get laid. They out here in the social environment. You see that smile? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck some bitches tonight. That's what that mentality is. Get nothing misunderstood.
Yes. One last thing. Look, I could talk to you and to my people for hours. This is why we're here. Our main message: stop the violence. They want us to be violent. They want us to be enraged, angered. Peace is a revolutionary strategy. If you could just hold your peace. This is the center of endurance. And endurance is what wins wars. Not how many people you kill, but how long can you endure?
1776, they kept losing all the battles.
They endured. George Washington lost almost every battle he had, but he endured. He out-endured the British. And that's how the battle was won. Endurance. So I'm saying, stop the violence. Stop the violence in your home. Stop the violence in yourself, meaning doubting yourself, hating yourself. Stop the violence in society. Police officers, I beg you, stop the violence.
I interrupted you earlier when you tried to tell a Bard story. You started the Bard story and I interrupted.
All right, I'll be honest. This video is pretty much over from here. So, you know what I mean? Yo, look, understand something. These are the conversations we need to have. And things will be all right. But we got to out-endure these motherfuckers. It's okay. Don't worry. These boomers are going to die soon. And the people coming up after them aren't anywhere near as strong as we are. We got this. I'm Tom Pease of Pnoid News. Y'all know the deal. Like, share, and subscribe. Yo, man, check out the, you know what I'm saying, fucking, the Patreon link in the fucking description and shit. I don't really put any content over there, but I'll be honest. Yo, help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get a little couple bucks a month. All right? Peace be like one. Later.